cat? Why are you always in my way? Hmm? Hmm? Ah, cat. In my way. Always in my way. You're horrible.
You're embarrassing me.
Where am I and what am I gonna do?
Just imagine. On the leg.
I'll stay out there forever.
Strange, isn't it?
Hey! Someone get her!
Let's rob this train. Let's rob this train. Hey, where's the last thingamabobber then? Oh, there it is. Off the train. Get off the train. Okay. Rob the train. What do I want to do? So, City of London. All done. Whitechapel, just the Darwin. Southwark, all done. Lambeth, 1 Dickens, 1 Mystery. A bunch of stuff in the Strand. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that, yes. Let's do that. Scratch the cat's ears. Oh, kitty cat's ears. Boom. What is the kitty cat doing? That's not the two of them.
Hey! Someone help! Some trap found something down there! Looks like foul play!
A male body dressed in the manner of the wealthy businessman. He is wearing only one shoe. The man has sustained multiple fractures, indicating a fall from a great height. There are no identifying documents. Out of curiosity, where am I in? One, two, three left.
I heard
Body.
a splash, and right quick pulled this bloke out of the shallows, dead as a mackerel. I live there now, if you can call it living. I lost my job, didn't I? No need for the likes of me when a machine can do the work.
One or three clothes. So we've got a jacket. Coat. Rich man's coat with a name sewn into the lining. Matthew
I
Killian.
wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
A nice warm coat like that on a dead man? What do you expect? I snatched it before somebody else came along to nick it. Like you.
Killian. Wet. Wealthy. Multiple fractures. Drag marks. Impact. Fall. Maybe up there where the fall is. Don't see anything else down here. So let's climb the bridge with a handy ladder. Everything's always so handy in these games. Except for the fact that you can't get over the edge. Here we go. Too low. Pocket watch. A broken silver watch. The hands have stopped just after midnight.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
train direction. Oh, that is the last clue, okay.
The midnight train? That must be the 616. Stops in the station down the road. If you hurry, it might still be there.
So basically, just this road.
Come on!
I really don't drive well.
Atta girl. There you go. Slowly now.
Oh, I put my glasses. I got a big splotch on it. Big splotch on my glasses. Okay, let's talk to this fellow.
You
Train
better hurry.
606.
It's leaving right now.
What do we have? Restaurant, passenger, sleeper. Oh! Well, we'll start at the beginning and work our way to the end. Sleeper 2.
Nothing unusual at all. I had a drink with some gents and then retired to my sleeper. The rich fella, I did talk with him. Very charming. But a single woman has to be careful, you know. Did something happen to him?
Got a lady. Handbag contains the letter. How goes it, Viv? Hook any more fish? It's a lovely caper you've got going. I need to find me a Bonnie scheme like that. Let's have a glass next time you're in Soho. Love, your sis.
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
Oh, all right. I flirt with rich blokes and the barman slips them a Mickey. I take them back to my sleeper and they nod off before I have to do anything shameful. They wake up thinking they had a night of fun and hand me a few quid. That's what happened with Mr. Killian, but he was gone when I come back from looking for the man who left the note.
What note? What note? There we go. That note. note, a handwritten note. Come to the restaurant carriage
Now
quickly.
that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
Note.
Someone slipped a note under my sleeper door a few minutes before midnight. It said I should come to the dining car. I went, but only Ryan and Wolf's man were there, and they were both drunk.
So what do we have here? Progression log. Dreadful crimes. Vagrant. Claims heard a splash and pulled the body from the river already dead. States he lives next to the riverbank in a small shelter. States he lost his job due to mechanization. States that the train passes midnight. At midnight is number 616. The train makes a likely stop at the nearest station. Claims she socialized in the restaurant carriage, then went to her sleeping car. Confesses to swindling passengers. Bartender drugs them and she takes them to the compartment. When they wake, they pay her. Killian was the victim, but he was gone when she returned from London looking for the author of the note she received. Claims that someone slipped her a note under her compartment door a few minutes before midnight. The note told her to go to the restaurant carriage. She went but found only the bartender and Wolf's valet, both drunk, amidst a talking to Killian. Hello. Who are you?
Mr. Wolf had a few with Mr. Killian. Then the
That would be
young
the
lady
valet.
invited herself over to have a glass with him. Mr. Wolf bought him drink after drink. Then they got angry. But the young lady come over and it's
Party.
obvious that Mr. Killian was interested in a rendezvous like. Around about 11:30, Killian and her left together.
Midnight.
Mr. Wolf became terribly tired, even though he'd only had one drink. He toddled off to bed well before midnight. I stayed in the dining car for a few drinks with the barman.
Okay. 2 clues, 2 suspects. One clue there, a gun. Derringer, small ivory-plated Derringer, chamber of 2 bullets, but 1 is missing. A letter. Killian will be on the 616 train to Cardiff to sign the papers. You must prevent him from signing them at all costs, or we shall be ruined.
I had drinks in the dining car with Killian. We had business dealings in the past. It was a pleasant surprise to discover him on this train. I suppose there were some disagreements, but there always are when a great deal of money is involved. Sam, he's a trusted valet. He's terrifically strong, which makes him useful in many situations. I felt unusually tired and came back here to get some sleep. You mean the young lady? She and Killian hit it off famously. Embarrassing, really.
Oh, gotta talk to Sam about something?
I've been Mr. Wolf's valet for going on several years. He's frail and needs a man like me to help him about.
Okay, what do these two say? Sam, valet to Angus Wolf. Last evening states that Wolf and Killian drank together and that Vivian joined them on her own initiative. Notes that Wolf brought Killian many drinks, claims that they argued about until Vivian joined them, states that Killian and Vivian left together around 11:30. States that he served as Wolf's valet for years, notes that Wolf was frail and needs a man with some strength to help him. Claims that Wolf became very tired, though he'd only had 1 drink. States that Wolf... Let's see here. States that Wolf went to bed well before midnight. Claims that Sam, stayed in the restaurant carriage to drink at the bar. Right, that's the last one. Angus Wolf, wealthy industrialist. Claims he had drinks in the restaurant carriage with Killian, with whom he was acquainted. Claims he was surprised to discover Killian on the train, amidst an argument with Killian. Notes that his valet, Sam, is a very strong or useful trait given that Wolf himself is frail. Claims that around midnight he became unusually tired and returned to his compartment to sleep. Notes that Vivian and Killian became friendly. one suspect.
Odd thing was, some noises on the roof woke me up briefly. You say someone was thrown from up there? You have to be a very strong fella to drag someone up onto the roof. That one. Clever little minx. She and the barman got a little scam going. I think everyone on the staff knows about it. Vivian had another of her dupes in her compartment by then. After that, I remember people going past me from time to time, but I was half asleep. Killian was on this train. Cool. I used to work in his foundry. I never even seen him. None of us workers ever knew what he looked like.
One clue, which is where? I'm not seeing it. Oh, up there. Shoe. A shoe on top of the train. Okay. Caught on a bolt at the top of the carriage is a shoe matching the one found on the victim. So, possibly thrown to this side of the carriage? Three clues, two suspects.
Nothing unusual. A couple of passengers came in and had a sort of business meeting. One of them was buying a lot of drinks for the other, and then they started to argue. But Vivian went over and joshed them out of it. She's a frequent passenger, that one. Hangs about with the wealthier sort. Likes to entertain them, if you take my meaning. Yeah, I helped Vivian fleece the dupes. I slipped a pill and the wine for the table. Both gents got sleepy, but Vivian picked the richest one.
Anything on this half of the car? Not that I can see. Let's go talk to this guy.
It was a typical evening. As far as I knew, nothing unusual happened until you came aboard with this story of a murder.
Okay, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on?
I was tidying up in the passenger car. Around midnight, Vivian ran through. She thought someone was looking for her. Just another wealthy passenger. They're all pretty much the same. She rides the train often. She's very friendly with the other passengers.
Okay, so I've got the two. Down with the industrial, down with the monarchy, revolution is the only way. Article about Matthew Killian's efforts to close an enormous business deal in Wales. It notes that Killian is well known for replacing workers with machinery. There is a likeness of Killian in the paper which matches the victim. And a bottle of something. Sleeping pills. Small bottle of sleeping pills. It is half empty.
I should go back and ask about this.
Oh, well, it's a noisy train. Don't your passengers have trouble getting to sleep, so I keep a sedative here behind the bar, yeah? Peter, nice bloke. Came here after being sacked from a foundry a few months ago. I tell you, he looked white as a ghost after he served the businessman.
Peter worked with me at the foundry. He's a very strong bloke. I got my arm mangled in one of the damn machines they put in. Then Killian sacked the old crew. Peter, he helped me get hired as train staff.
I'm not really sure. Let's see what the clues say. Dreadful crimes. Well, we know all that. That stuff's pretty self-explanatory. States that two passengers met for business. One of them bought several drinks for the other. Then the other passengers argued until Vivian intervened to change the subject. States that Peter became a steward a few months ago after being sacked from a foundry. Note that Peter looked upset after serving the businessman. Claims Vivian is a frequent passenger. It insinuates that she seduces gentlemen. Well, we know that she does. States that the sedative is kept behind bar for those passengers who have trouble sleeping. Second here. Admits that he and Vivian swindled wealthy passengers. States he slips a sedative into Target's wine. States that last night both men were drugged, and that Vivian went off with one with the most wealth. Claims he didn't notice anything unusual. Notes that Killian was a wealthy passenger, but nothing special about him. Notes that Vivian rides the train often and is friendly with other passengers. Claim he was in the passenger carriage around midnight when he saw Vivian, who thought someone was looking for her. States that noises on the roof woke him. Note that someone would have been very strong to drag a man onto the roof. He's surprised that the victim was Mr. Killian. Claims that he used to work at Killian's factory, but none of the workers ever saw him there. Claims that Vivian Ryan worked a swindle. States that the workers on the train know about it. Claims that Vivian had someone in her compartment by midnight. States that he was half asleep by that, vaguely aware of people going by him. States that he worked with Peter at a steel foundry, which accounts for Peter's strength. Notes that his own strength is minimal due to an accident involving machinery. Notes that everyone was put out of work by Killian when the machines were brought in, but Peter found work on the railway and used his position to get work as well. Not really sure. Next stop, murder. Oh, I know that. I mean... Well... And I don't really have any big reasons other than a mild argument. People argue. And he's the only one who sort of says, and we know that he probably knew because he saw the paper, would have seen the paper.
I gave him what he deserved. The man was heartless.
Was he now?
I believe something larger is afoot. A lot of murderous anger concerning industrialists. Might be something to look into.
There they are. Next stop, murder. Industrialist Matthew Killian was drugged and thrown from the top of a moving train by his former employee, Peter Jespers. Put out of work by the mechanization of Killian's factory, Peter found employment as a humble train steward. However, one evening Peter realized that Killian was on his very train. Prior to this journey, Peter had never seen the Killian, but now recognized him through a recent paper article. Peter, knowing that frequent passenger Vivian often swindled wealthy fellow passengers, waited until she lured Killian to her apartment. He calmly arranged for her to be called away by means of an anonymous note. Peter then used his considerable strength to lift the drugged magnate and drag him to the top of the train, whence he threw him to his death at midnight. Killian's rival, Angus Wolf, had hoped to get Killian so inebriated as to prevent him from participating in a business meeting. On the following day, Wolf himself fell afoul of the drugged brandy and slept through the entire episode. As for Peter the murderer, perhaps he meted out justice as attorney will now meet justice himself. Okay, where am I? And where am I going? Let's go over here. Other way. How to get out of this freaking place is the problem. Oh, there we go. Stairs.
Where the fries hiding out?
Oh, they're right here.
That is a journal.
Not really hiding. Go and do some stuff in here. Okay, what do I want to do? Templar Hut, Peter Needham. Who is Peter Needham? Conquest activities. Beatrice. Peter. As a child, Peter was obsessed with ancient Greek and Roman mythology. Taking these tales to heart, Needham's greatest desire is to achieve immortality, even if only figuratively. Firm is his belief that it would take an act of great daring to ensure his legacy. He is resolved to blow up the London streets and bring the light to the splendor of the Roman ruins below. Should all go according to plan, he expects to be forever remembered as Needham the Great.
Remember what Margaret said? You know what he said?
Oh. I was hearing something though.
On we go. Nothing but the eyes. Excellent choice. Hope to see you again. Rare finds here.
I did hear something. I could hear something. The other thing I need to be aware of is these ones. Secrets. So, in a balcony overlooking Trafalgar, that cupola somewhere, Strand Market. I think it's over there. And that thingamajigger. Well, we'll go to there after I do that. So now let's go kill this fellow. Kill him with a... Oh, no, let's hijack. Don't want to hijack. I want to kill him. Up we go. Up and around. There's a flower down there.
The ancient ruins below will rise. The old will be new.
I see.
Smash the machines! Power to the workers! We stand together! Together!
Where are you,
I will be great and...
Resident intruder!
There's a body here.
Someone's kicked the bucket. Come on.
It's like she just
Oh,
vanished.
fine. Don't care. Don't really care. Don't really care. Okay, up we go. Too low. Too low. Let's see if that's high enough. Nope. Okay. 6 of 23. Now, where did I want to go? Somewhere over there. Somewhere over there. So that's where I wanted to go to. Okay. New database entry. Piretro Calderon. 1 of 4. My order keeps an artifact in Agdanello, one of powers I cannot explain. If it can heal my child, I will travel any distance. I will need a horse, but I cannot return to the convent to retrieve my own. I pull a soldier from his saddle and challenge him for his mount. I choose a dangerous victim. This man is skilled with a longsword. I take note of the man's armor and exploit his weaknesses. A swift boot to his crotch drops his guard. We lock blades and he pushes me to the ground. I barely dodge his next move by throwing dirt into his eyes. We are starting to draw a crowd. I must end this soon. He parries my attack and returns with a thrust to my chest. I spin, yet he manages to draw blood. The soldier is my equal, but my desperate tactics best him. I take his horse and return to my son. Someday we'll praise Julia's kindness, but first I must finish what I have started. I secure my child and set out for Aganello. Okay, let's go get this secret, and then we'll go do something more fun. Okay. Up and over. Up and over.
What's happening?
Up, 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 up we go. Yep, I was right, it is in this one. There we go. It's a market and a park with a gazebo near a big red building. Okay. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Clear Market Stronghold? Sure, why not? Too far over. I thought I heard something. So let's go and... what's inside?
She's an old one. Allows me to force one.
Upstairs?
She's an old one.
What are you doing in here? Get out at once!
Robbing you blind.
Don't kill me,
What
please.
the devil do you want?
Can't see the latest sales.
Oh, hello. Didn't even notice you. Locations: City of London, Strand, Leicester Square. Leicester Square and the adjoining Leicester House were once the property of Robert Sidney, the Earl of Leicester, who purchased the land from the government in the 1630s. The public didn't take kindly to the once public land being walled off and used exclusively by the rich, so King Charles II responded to the outcry by making the field public once again. Many duels were held in Leicester Square in the 17th and 18th centuries. One of these, which started as a drunken pub quarrel between British officers and ended with a fatality, was recounted in an installment of Charles Dickens' All the Year Round magazine. Even these days, if you want to see a drunken pub quarrel, I can hardly recommend Leicester Square. As the land was developed and made into a public square, it became a popular location for entertainment. A location for entertainment, An opera house was built near Leicester Square in the late 18th century, as well as a museum of natural curiosities called the Holopushkion, which featured many specimens collected by Captain James Cook, and Wild's Globe, a large spherical attraction that allowed patrons to see a map of the Earth from the inside. Love in a Mist, Devil in a Bush. Nigella damascena may be propagated by sowing their seeds upon a bed of light earth, where they are to remain, for they seldom succeed well if transplanted. Therefore, in order to have them intermixed with other annual flowers in the borders of the flower garden, the seeds should be sown in patches at proper distances, and when the plants come up, they must be thinned where they grow too close, leaving but 3 or 4 of them in each patch, observing also to keep them clear from weeds, which is all the culture they require. In July, they will produce their flowers, and their seeds will ripen in August. Where am I going? I have no idea. That way. Okay. Clare Market. I never get it, so why even bother?
What is the commotion?
Things to do, people to kill. So what does it say about Clare Market? Clare Market. Untouched by the Great Fire, London, some Elizabethan buildings still survive in the area. Named after the neighbouring food market, the Clare Market stronghold is now home to London's most notorious gang, the Blighters, working under the leadership of Strandborough gang leader Victor Lynch. This is one of 2 Blighter strongholds in the Strand. Burn the lights, don't let the lookouts call. "13 people to kill." Plans somewhere. There's a lookout there. Oh, sniper. Get the sniper. Let's go get the sniper. Up we go.
Not where I would argue. Get her! Get her!
He thanks you for your services and encourages you not to spend your entire allotment at the Fox and Bottle.
Oh, bugger me! Oh! Oh!
Victor Lynch has sent a runner bearing good news. For our excellent performance in controlling this borough, we share between us an extra allowance.
Tolerable state of this city. Never would have happened in my father's day. Londoners had...
Those who recently escorted the shipment of explosives to Mr. Lynch's lodgings will receive a reward of £30 for their efforts. He thanks you for your services and encourages you not to spend your entire allotment at the Fox and Bottle. The Rocks do not have the same resources as us. We are protected under the watchful eye of Victor Lynch, and we must fight our hardest to do our justice for this overwhelming kindness.
So I have 5 left, and they're all coming.
Victor Lynch has sent a runner bearing good news. For our excellent performance in controlling this borough, we share between us an extra allowance.
She's an intruder!
Okay. Let's get this chest. While I'm at it. No, I don't want to go in the window. I want to go out the window, but up the building. Well, that works too.
There's someone playing tricks on me. You're about to...
extra allowance.
Some woman sneaked in.
Those who recently escorted the shipment of explosives to Mr. Lynch's lodgings will receive a reward of £30 for their efforts. He thanks you for your services and encourages you not to spend your entire...
And you're all dead. Got it all. Boom, boom. Smooth like that. Okay. Which is the best way to get to this up part? And over we go. Now what do I want to do? Am I near? Bounty hunt. Fight club. Let's go do the fight club, I think. Let's go do the fight club.
You do not.
So what do I have for collectibles that? A bunch of chests, a bunch of helix points, 2 bottles, 2 yellow chests, 4 those things, 3 flowers, 2 secrets. Okay. There we go. And let's go do the fight club. Looks like there's a yellow chest in there too. Okay, let's go do the fight club. What does this one give me? This money?
That's not right. Oi, thief!
Anybody fancy a challenge?
Oh, you saved me from a life of dullness and boredom. Now head into the ring and let's spicing this place up. the ring next.
I'm gonna grind your bones, lady! She's dropping a guard!
Knock her dead!
Inspiring! I hope you'll grace the ring with your presence again. Who else will take on our champion-to-be?
Get out of there, I'll stick a hot poker up your nostril! Don't just attack her one at a time! You can do better than that! Run her through! She's quick! You gotta overpower her! You ring!
Those brutes will be sorry they crossed you. Next lovely thickhead.
This is where you'll find your dead! Make me proud, mates! I've had enough! Time to kill you! Make me proud, mate! You're nothing compared to me! She's quick! You gotta overpower her!
Any last words? Don't just attack her one at a time! Someone get her from behind! Give my regards to the devil! Run her through! Go easy on her! Shield flash! Wait for it! This is your last bout! I'll break you in half!
I'm tired of waiting.
Watch out! You'll pay for that!
Incredible! Well done!
Okay. 2 or 3 more levels.
Guts enough to challenge this beast in the ring.
Attack her one at a time!
Where's our bloody pay? We will
She's quick! You gotta overpower her! Your mother's gonna like you can do better than that! Run her through!
him.
Make me proud, mates!
Always do that. I don't want to go after them.
Run her through!
They keep going after the ones
Those
that...
brutes will be sorry they crossed you. Will be our next contestant.
As fast as you can run!
Don't just attack her one at a time!
You can touch me! Slice of fruit!
See you turn a profit with no workers! Jesus! Throw your bodies on the gears!
Don't go easy!
I'll rip your tongue out, you out! Make me proud, mates! You'll pay for that! I'll gut you like a fish!
Inspiring! I hope you'll grace the ring with your presence again.
3 new down beta. One more.
Think they can take out our feisty competitor?
She's robbing a gun! You can do better than that! Make me proud, mates!
Someone get him from behind!
Don't just attack her one at a time!
I'll make this interesting.
Run her through! Nighty night! You can do better than that! Don't just attack her one at a time! You can do better than that!
It's like the world ending!
I'm gonna knock your teeth out of you! Just try to stop me!
Knock her dead!
I'll tear you to shreds!
And boom.
What a spectacular fight, milady. My friends, cheer as loud as you might for our new champion.
Yay me.
How about a nice clean fight?
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I knew you'd come. Good luck in there. Not that you'll need it.
Fine.
Got to overpower! You regret that!
How delightful! Shall we put your skills to the test with another round?
No.
You leaving? Pity.
Yeah.
No one here's as entertaining as you.
Oh.
How can you just stand idly by and watch that happen? You ready?
Would you look at that shameful display?
A better opportunity. Easy, easy. No need to rush it. Wait till he's alone.
The behavior is quite
When he is,
unbecoming.
we'll make the bastard pay. You're an odd fellow, aren't you?
The very notion that a...
Okay, progression log. Secrets of London. So, gazebo somewhere and market. What does that one get me? Time allowed for a counterattack, that's always useful. Weapons. Ooh, that was better than what I've got. Not sure which one I've been using though. Oh, this one. Three database entries, which are Piccadilly Circus. This landmark junction, now a festival of lights and advertisements, has had very humble origins as a connecting point between three different sections of Regent Street. Piccadilly Circus was constructed in 1819 and derives its name from Piccadilly Hall, home of the famous 17th century tailor Robert Baker, located nearby. Baker's specialty was the Piccadilly, a frilly collar that at the height of fashion, especially in the 1620s. Personally, I think the frilly Piccadilly is due for a comeback. Make it so, hipsters. Okay, one thing I must make clear is that there was never an actual circus at Piccadilly Circus. No clowns, no animals, no eight-fingered wranglers. Circus here refers to the fact that this junction was once a circle, but the shape of Piccadilly changed in the 1880s when Shaftesbury Avenue was created and cut through the circle. Liberated French communists at Montmartre. Preparation in St. Paul's Cathedral for the Thanksgiving service.
Person of my status to be accosted in this manner. The indignity. It's all that.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Never.
Okay, now where to? Where to and what for? Let's go deal with Charles Dickens. And there's a beer bottle there too, so always useful. Oh, a chest.
Which one?
Crimea. I was a gunner, Sebastopol.
Okay, what do we have here? Collectibles, beer tasting notes. Sample the beers on offer at London's various pubs so Sean can sequence. Oh. Balfour and Barrett's Vienna beer. I didn't realize it was legal to patent pasteurized sheep's urine. I'd literally rather drain a boil. I'm beginning to have second thoughts about this whole project.
We're counting on you, Nance. Can't do it without you.
How nice to see you again, Mr. Dickens. Is it time for another of the Ghost Club stories?
As a matter of fact, yes. Follow me. Number 50, Berkeley Square. 4 stories high and branded, "Beware all those who enter." There have been many strange tales of this dreadful domicile. The earliest report of a haunting was said to be the spectre of a small girl who was murdered by a servant. She could be seen at the attic windows, weeping and wringing her little hands in an agony of despair. I'm eager to begin.
It's the haunted house.
You're not afraid, are you? Come along. The house awaits. I'm eager to begin. Another legend claims the attic is haunted by the spirit of a young woman who purportedly threw herself from the top floor windows to escape her abusive uncle. Her screaming ghost has reportedly been sighted hanging from the window ledge. This residence was briefly owned by a Mr. James Jasper, a choir master and an opium addict. His nephew Edward was betrothed to one of Mr. Jasper's pupils, the fair and delicate Rose. However, Edward disappeared under mysterious circumstances, followed by Jasper himself. Perhaps grief sent him back to the soothing arms of his narcotic mistress.
That's it. Come on.
Okay.
Go on. Atta girl. Come on.
And here we are.
Slow down.
Shall we?
Investigate the haunted house.
Though this house is vacant, some say it comes alive at night with screams of terror, ringing bells, and slamming shutters.
I'm not seeing anything in this level. So let's go upstairs. Piano. And rats.
Although eerie, this phenomenon is easily produced by pneumatic tubes and valves. There are claims that a young man was caged in the attic, his only connection to the rest of the world a tiny hole in the door. A young man who was reduced to madness by this extreme isolation. The legends all seem to focus on one room in particular.
The attic? Well, let's go get the chest while I'm here.
A sudden draft. Nothing more. My word. Perhaps I shall wait here while you investigate the source of that laughter, which is not at all unsettling.
Hello, kids. Tackle one of the children. As soon as I catch one of the children, I'll tackle them.
Your definition of oddity is what about are you doing? You'll tell us where Bronson went.
Little bugger's fast.
Let me go, you moke! Charming. Now tell me, why were you at that house?
What's it to you?
Out with it.
All right. We were there for the treasure. We found a key to the secret passage.
What secret passage?
Yeah, number 50's got a secret passage. Here, take it. Just leave me be.
Let's see what we got here.
All right. Yes, that's quite enough. Run off to your
Speak to Mr. Dickens, sorry. And the two buggers. Two old farts mixed up.
I've found a lock, but I haven't located the key.
It's here.
Clues found.
Ha! So this is how it works.
Impressive.
Get out of my house!
Stand back, Charles.
There was no one whose love for Rosa came near to equaling mine. It should have been enough to keep my beloved nephew away. My poor Ned. Forgive. I did it!
Okay, a locked room. Yeah, let's rob him. Oh, he's down there? Okay. Otherwise, it's a really nice house.
Alas, the myth has been discredited. There was no ghost in Berkeley Square, just a wretched soul, driven to murder and madness by guilt and intoxication. I think this is the makings of a rather fine novel. I wonder if I've got one left in me.
And a tree. Charles Dickens' cane sword. Number 5. So the only one I've got left is this last one. Maybe I can craft. I don't know. Grades. No, because I still need 2 schematics. Need a schematic. Need a schematic. Need a schematic. Need schematics. Well, fine, we'll craft it just to get it over and done with. Where am I and what am I doing? Let's go get Charles Dickens over and done with. Let's get Charles Dickens over and done with. So let's go down to Lambeth. And he's over there. Okay.
Thank goodness you're here. Impossible as it may sound, Spring-Heeled Jack has returned. We need to do something before the unthinkable happens.
He did say that we'd not seen the last of the spring-heeled villain.
There may be more to this than we originally thought.
Move it, you stupid animal! Get away from me, you monster!
Stop!
You'll have to do better than that! I am a ghost, a fiend, a terror in the night.
Oh, you're a man in a funky mask.
I am the terror of London. I am a ghost, performing the feats of a devil upon the earth. Long have I stalked the streets of London. No one is safe from my beastly claws. I am a ghost, a fiend, a terror in the night.
I hate this. You're a madman in a mask.
I am a ghost, performing the feats of a devil upon the earth. Long have I stalked the streets of London. I am a ghost, a fiend, a terror in the night.
Fine.
Do you think it's a crime?
Fine. I don't care anymore. I just want to catch the bugger.
the night.
am accursed, performing the feats of a devil upon the air.
Vanished? Impossible.
You will never die.
Well, thanks to you, the Ghost Club's reputation has grown tremendously. We are a beacon of reason in a world beguiled by superstition.
But I believe we have encountered one genuine spirit.
Can you be certain? That's the question. One might surmise that the spirits that haunt us are simply our deepest fears, manifested as apparitions.
Shame. I've always wanted to see a ghost. Or a goblin.
I propose a toast to the Ghost Club and the virtuous twins that have aided it, Miss Evie and Mr. Jacob. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. Progress tracker. So he's done. Let's go up here and finish up Whitechapel.
no further for everyday wares. We'll be feasting tonight, we will. Watch this.
Defamation.
My young friend, today's papers carry a rebuttal of Mr. Owen's slanderous and ignorant remarks about my work. However, I'm feeling quite like a fossil today. Would you be a dear and get me a copy of the newspaper?
Take whatever you want. Help me!
Stop that!
Don't kill me. Please. Oh, I'm sick. She needs me.
Tackle.
It's not on it.
Oh, you did that on purpose, and I know you did.
There, Penny. Just one more. It's not on it.
Don't be so absurd.
But stop by, would
Something that's really trying to keep me from tackling this guy. Ten to 1, there's going to be a train here at some point.
Oh, you! You saved my life!
Correct. Now tell me, why have you attacked the newsboy?
A man paid me and my mates to force newsboys to display this leaflet. Yeah, take the bloody thing and leave me alone!
Mr. Darwin will want to hear about this.
Okay, we had to go get something to eat. So...
Seems a letter has come for Jacob.
With that cane.